Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3, season 4? 3 of the May Contain Action podcast. My name is Paul, also known as Action Jackson. My lovely co-host is the now retired former pitcher of many teams, including the Philadelphia Phillies.
Gas me up.
Wow, the Minnesota Twins. Ow! The New York Mets. And most recently, and arguably his best outing ever on the worst team ever, the Oakland A's.
Oh, no. Me, Trevor May. He didn't say my name.
Oh, it's Trevor.
He's never said my name.
It's Trevor May.
I'm here.
It's Trevor May's here. You didn't say my name. I assume you
trailed off.
No introduction.
Oakland A's.
And of course, we are joined as always by our lovely producer, PM.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Hello.
At least I got the name, you know.
Or do you? Should I call? But I was like, do I call him Peter? You know what I mean?
No, you can call me Peter. That's fine.
Are we Peter now?
I am kind of like trying to get away from the whole PM thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it's stupid. Initials.
Yeah. Stupid, right?
It's like so dumb. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's good. No, I like PM. I'm gonna keep calling you that.
Okay.
So, welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you for tuning in or listening, I guess. We have quite the episode for you today. We are continuing our retro rewatch. Is that what we called it? Do we have a name for this?
That was a great, that was a phenomenal segue on accident. I was wondering what we should. It's almost like I was talking to Kate. I was like, what we're really doing is revisiting things that we liked. So like good things that you forgot about. Almost like good things that you forgot about. But I don't know how to make that sound better.
Things you forgot about. Yeah, well, I think it is. It's obviously only things that we've ever watched. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So or consumed. Yeah. So pending any type of cease and desist or copyright, retro rewatch is what
retro rewatch. Honestly,
retro rewatch.
That's pretty great.
It's a little bit of a tongue twister, but it's good.
Retro.
I
like it. It's Scooby Doo.
It's Scooby Doo. So yeah, we're doing that today. But first, we like to do our little catch up, see how things are going. Trevor obviously had a couple things happen to him this week or since our last podcast. Trevor, you're retired, sir. Tell us about that.
I'll take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah, eventful last couple weeks. Honestly, for all three of us, I'm sure we'll all get into our own little pieces of that. So my big things was things. So yesterday, okay, let me take it back a little bit farther than that. Monday, I did a Twitch stream. Kind of got my setup to a point where I'm happy with it again.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? I've been planning to announce my retirement for a while. I was honestly putting it off for no other reason except that it was scary. Frankly, I was like, maybe a team will offer. I'm like, what the? You don't want a team to offer. What are we talking about here?
Exactly.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it on Twitch. Really grab some momentum. You know what? Farming clicks, guys. I'm going to be honest. Farming clicks. Why wouldn't I? It's the biggest news of my life, so I did it.
Yeah, you should.
It didn't feel dirty at all, so I decided to do that. It was really great. I got to explain more about what was going on in my head and all this kind of stuff that had literally just been like in my own between me and Kate and just a select other few people.
Yeah.
You guys, which bravo to both to PM and Paul on just not saying anything because they've known for a while.
Oh, gosh.
Actually, all year pretty much.
Yeah, can we provide a little backstory about that? Because I feel like you told us a year ago.
I did.
To this date, you were like,
I did.
Obviously, I don't want to leak what you said exactly, so I'll kind of let you go ahead and do that if you want to. But yeah, it was kind of weird. It's been a year.
Yeah, it has been a year.
I'm very trustworthy.
I'll be honest. I think that I created enough doubt around it to people like he might not. Like there were some people like, yeah, it sounds 90%, but I was like in my head, I was like, it's 110%. Like it's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole like me being a little scared too. So honestly, I created enough doubt. I think that no one was really had the balls to throw it out there. or cared really, because they're like, why? What will this do for me? So even some media members knew about it in Oakland for a bit and didn't say anything. So which was really, really cool of them. So I did that. Anyone on the internet might have noticed the other comments I might have had in that same vein.
Don't know what you're talking about,
which I won't get it way into, but someone got me in the chat, mentioned something about the owner John Fisher of the A's. I have a bone to pick very obviously now.
Yeah.
And I just something in my head clicked and was like, wait, I don't have to worry about this anymore. And then I just went off.
You did.
Yeah. His whole thing has really bothered me. I don't really like anyone who listens to this show. I'm not really a fan of billionaires being entitled to do whatever they want. And I don't care if you spend your money how you want, just be accountable, just at least stand in front of a camera and own it. That's not a real consequence. That's not a real thing. Like that, nothing happens to you if you do that.
Yeah.
And if you can't even do that, then that shows how you handle anything else. And that's kind of what John is doing. So he frustrates me. I don't like him. I don't like who he is and what he's about. So that's the gist. If you want, go watch the clip. Then moving on, yesterday, 2 days ago, we had our retirement party here at home. So like this last week,
yes,
has been just planning, and Kate going, I had a dream that the party was like we didn't have food. I'm like, Kate, we're gonna have food. I had a dream where, so like the whole time, like, okay, she's stressed about it. So I was getting stressed about it. So, but it went off without a hitch. Seeing everybody,
awesome.
It's one of those things where you can't talk to everybody.
Sure.
Which like I'm like, oh look, a bunch of people that I like haven't had really deep conversations with in a year. I wish I could do that with everybody, but like Marcel stopped by, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I do work who lives nearby, and he had a great time, and friends from home, and like kids I grew up with that I hadn't seen in a long time came up, and
that's cool.
Some people surprised me. It was really, really fun. But it was also like there was so many people. There was so much. We cooked all the food. Idiots.
You cooked all the food yourself?
Of course we did.
We
were like, let's get a caterer. And Kate's like, I don't want. We decided not to. We together 10 days ago.
Yeah, yeah.
So we did but we did tacos, carnitas. It was really good food. It was just like I stood the whole time. I woke up in the morning with sore legs from standing for 8 hours. So
professional
but
athlete,
it was,
by the way.
Yeah, really.
X. So it was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. Yeah. But now here we are, and it is Monday. Currently now, I can just make stuff like officially. It feels really official now. Like now everyone knows. Now, like there's no hiding nothing or looking forward to an event where I'm going to do something. Like it's just Thanksgiving's the next thing I have to do, and that's just hang out with my family. So
love that.
I'm feeling really good about that, and that means the Twitch, YouTube. That means I'm a full-time content creator. I'm saying it. I am. Yeah. I don't like saying that. I hate the term content creator because
same.
Because everybody is now. But I am a person who's making things now for a living.
It's better than influencer. Influencer feels dirty. I don't like that.
Influencer, I feel like insinuates that you don't actually do anything.
Yes.
At least content creator has the word creator in it.
The influencer just makes like strong suggestions with an affiliate link.
Which, we don't hate on boxers.
Strong suggestions with an affiliate link. That's a great way to put things.
That's basically
that is a great way to put things. That's pretty funny.
No shade on influencers. Yeah.
And Paul was here. Paul came and visited during this week as well. So
yeah, I did. It was great
stuff. Paul, what'd you get up to?
Oh, I did some things. It was a long 10 days for me. Not to be too sad and everything, but I drove with my buddy, one of my high school friends I've known for years and years and years. We drove to basically like the tip of Ohio. Like we got all the way out to Ohio, almost into the Midwest. I think Ohio might be Midwest. I think it is Midwest. Yeah. Anyway, we went there for a funeral because Tim the Tap Man, his stepmom passed away. So those things can be sad, obviously, but I think they're also like, I don't know, they're also good in a lot of ways. So we made some really good connections with family and friends and stuff. So it was a good trip. Glad we went. It was also really nice because I hate driving. I hate it so much. But the Tesla drove most of the way. So
Yeah,
like
dude.
literally it was getting off exits for me. It was like putting on the blinker and like changing lanes, and I was like, what highway are we on? Like if you were like, hey Paul, how do you get to Ohio? I'd be like, I don't know. Dude.
How long was the drive?
I don't even remember. With charging, it was like 9.5 hours. It was a good day.
You stopped 3 times?
4 because I was a dummy and I didn't charge the night before. So.
How many states did you go through?
New York, obviously, and then we hit Pennsylvania and Ohio, and then we actually stayed in Indiana because it was like on the border.
Okay,
we were way away.
I think that's just crazy that it takes like what if you didn't have to do charging, you would think it'd be like 8 hours, right?
If I didn't have to do charging, yeah, I think it'd be about 8. Yeah,
I think it's crazy because like I've driven from Portland to San Francisco, and then is one state over, and it's like a 13-hour drive. Like,
dude, I mean, you're going.
I just did that.
Yeah,
I mean, you think about it though. You look at the East Coast. There's like freaking 7 states.
Yeah,
you guys just have the 2, so it's like, yeah, it's a little bit different. But yeah, that
was it at least like? I mean, I'm assuming you drove for most of it. Was it like just a straight shot, or did you have to like get on highways and swerve through things? And
I mean,
like, was it pretty straight?
It was pretty straight. I want to say there were like 3 or 4 total highways we went on.
Yeah, because for Oregon and California and Washington, and obviously Trevor will know, there's one highway that goes all the way up,
I-5.
all the way down, and it's I-5. And it's not an exaggeration when I say it's just a straight line. Like it's legitimately you just get on the highway and you just go straight. That's all you do.
Oh, damn. No,
and
it was not like that. But
yeah, it could be kind of dangerous if you're going really far because you can kind of zone out pretty easily driving on that highway because you just have nothing to do. So
yeah, you have to keep yourself occupied. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only real danger I feel like with the Tesla too, because like also if it feels like you aren't paying attention, it'll beep at you and then be like, all right, yeah, autopilot's over until you like stop the car.
Yeah, it's
and
like,
then you can start up. Yeah, it gets real mad. So did that. That was a long trip. We did that in basically a day. Drove down 9 hours, spent the night, went to the service, and then drove back immediately after the service. So it was a quick turnaround. And then 2 days later, I flew to Seattle for some work with the Crown Channel. Did an episode for them on Pit Crew. It was a lot of fun. Met a bunch of people. Met people I've been working with for 4 years and never met in life. So cool. And then I got to spend some time with Trevor and Kate, which was amazing. I love that. Thank you for letting me into your home.
Of course, man. It was awesome to have you.
It was great.
And what new passion did you discover here?
Oh God, 3D printing, dude.
3D printing. Who would have thought that was coming? Oh, so great. It's so fun.
So much 3D printing. So yeah, I want one. I want an Anchor Make real bad. So shout out to Anchor Make.
Oh, you sold them on the Anchor, didn't you?
Oh, dude.
Oh, it's great, man.
It's so
we
good.
We need to start beeping their name out. We need to start beeping their name out so they can sponsor us.
Seriously.
Yeah. So we got them a make, and it was sick.
Yeah,
was sick. And I've been using my all the time.
He uses his all the time.
And I would love to say the name so that they can.
Yeah. Oh man, you have to fix that in post. Anyway, we'll never know who it was. Yeah. Visited with Trevor. Also, yeah, funny story of him being an athlete. We did a hike around their neighborhood. We like basically walked to like Starbucks, got coffee in the morning, and then walked back to the house, like went through the neighborhood. And we went through like the woods, and Trevor was dying. We
were on a hike.
Amazing. He was just breathing all heavy, just like
we said, do you want to
go on this?
I was like, we're like, do you want to go on the walk with us? Our walk is like a mile in the morning. Like we go up, we get it. We usually go a little loop and go back. And she's like, yeah, we'll show you all the stuff. So we walked through the park. Paul and I both recorded on our Apple Watches. It was 4.2 miles.
It was the elevation change. I didn't check that, but it was probably a lot.
And there was one where you go down to a ravine next to a creek, and then you go on the other side. We went to the other side to go up the other side, and then it's like trail's closed. We had to turn around and go all the way back up the other side again. Okay, so this is important to know. That sucked.
Professional athlete.
It was fun though.
Trevor Make.
It was fun. But yeah, I closed my exercise ring 4 times.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a very productive day. And then we got home. Trevor made me some of the best waffles I've ever had in my life. Waffles were nuts.
That reminds me of the Dave Chappelle skit. Why does that remind me of the Prince skit? When
oh, bro, yeah.
Oh my, yes.
Waffles,
like,
bitches.
You guys want some pancakes.
Oh, bitches.
I could just imagine Trevor. You want some waffles?
And after he won, he made us pancakes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. So he made me amazing waffles. And then can I tell him what you told me after we were eating? Like what you explained to me?
Oh, the story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not details, but like generally.
Yeah. I would be
cool.
surprised. I would be very impressed if you remembered all those details.
Not the specifics, but the general. So Trevor shared with me his it's not fan fiction, just his fiction of like the novel he's writing. Bro, holy in depth. Like the world building, the details, the lore, the names, the motivations, like what all the like abilities and things are. I was like, I did not know that you had gotten that deep in it, and it was like very well fleshed out. I like was excited for the book to come out. I mean, if I'm being honest, I was excited for the Netflix series, but like also excited for the book to come out.
I hear you too. I'm almost like, should I just make this a D&D campaign so I can explain all this stuff, but I don't have to like write it eloquently in any sort of formatted form? That would be great. That's the thing. It's gonna be the tough part's gonna be the transition. Not to get too into it, it's gonna be like all this head knowledge of the world building, and then you have to make like compelling dialogue. It's gonna make it sound good, and that's when people who know how to write come in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they're called, I believe.
So yeah, anyway, that was amazing. And then after I visited with Trevor and Kate, I flew on down to Vegas for TwitchCon. That was a thing. I stayed at the Sahara. Don't recommend.
Don't do that.
Don't ever do that.
Don't stay there. I mean, it was fine. You know, I needed a place to sleep at night. That's what it did. That's all it was. They gave me a smoking room. I thought it was 1995.
That is a good indicator of where you should not stay.
Exactly. Yep. And I was like, okay, so switched rooms.
And then you just lit up a cigarette. You're like, well, screw it.
Very underrated place you should try out next time is the Park MGM. That's the it's right next to the T-Mobile Arena.
Oh,
the PARQ.
No, it used to be
that's a chain. I just thought.
What is it? It used to be another name. Oh, it used to be the Monte Carlo, but MGM bought it over and turned it into the Park MGM, and it's a smoke-free hotel and lobby and everything. And it's actually really nice. They have a restaurant in there called Best Friends, which was like the #1 rated restaurant I think in America. And the storefront is like a bodega. And then you go into the back and like eat in a restaurant. So it's I would highly recommend that. It's pretty affordable next time you go, and it's smoke free.
I will definitely look into that because if they have it at TwitchCon, they have TwitchCon in Vegas again. They probably will. The convention center was cool. I also went through that like Tesla tunnel, which was kind of cool. You like get transported through Tesla tunnel.
So was it just at the Vegas Convention Center?
It was.
Okay.
It was like in Caesar's Palace. Really cool. Yeah, it was a great convention center. But the surrounding area, I mean, really quick, there was our convention. There was like 2 other conventions. There was a science convention. There was the When We Were Young tour. What holy crap!
When We Were Young was there again.
When We Were Young was there, and it was a circus. It was a freaking circus. There were so many people. Everyone was in fishnet stockings and band T-shirts. It was freaking wild. So everyone was there for that. There was a lot of dyed hair, which usually get a lot of TwitchCon, but it was crazy for that. And then, what else was there? There's another thing. I forgot. Oh, yes. Wu-Tang and Nas were there.
Oh,
that was a thing. I almost went to that. That would have been really cool. And then F1. Yeah, they're setting up for F1, which is going to happen this week.
On the strip.
Like they're going to go through the strip for F1. Which is actually really sick. But the sidewalks, Las Vegas was not walkable.
Okay, that's a great question because I'm going to Vegas this upcoming weekend during the F1 stuff. Oh, and so I need to know, like, can we get to places?
The answer is don't.
When is the race? When is the race?
I don't know the actual date. Probably. I don't know the date. Yeah,
Saturday. It's probably Saturday.
It probably
would be my guess.
Oh my gosh, dude! This was a week before, and it was like, bro, don't even Uber.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
The Ubers, like the pickup locations, were like 5 miles from where you were because they couldn't get around all the F1 stuff.
Yeah, you just walk around, man. You just bite the bullet and walk.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
around.
We're not.
Monorail.
I mean,
that's what I was doing.
You could monorail.
I'm fine with walking, but you said that it was tough to walk, so I just didn't know if they closed that off completely, because I know obviously like the walking system in Vegas is they want you to go through casinos, and so like you're not really walking per se on the strip, but like are they closing that off?
I don't know that. I do know that the areas that I saw that were sidewalks were almost completely taken up by scaffolding and bleacher seats.
Yeah, like bleachers and cameras, and everything's gonna be blocked off. Yeah, dude. Good luck. I just want to wish you the best of luck.
Yeah,
good time.
I
mean, look,
we're so much fun.
We're staying at the Wynn. I'm okay with just hanging out at the Wynn and not going anywhere else. I have no problem with that.
You could have a complete.
It's gonna be everyone
there.
else. So
yeah, the Wynn's gonna be awesome. So anyway. I mean, that's kind of in a nutshell. TwitchCon was a ton of fun. Just gonna wrap this up. I feel like I'm going way too long. TwitchCon was a ton of fun. Met a bunch of people I hadn't met before. Met Genticles for the first time. That was awesome. Super cool to meet her. She's exactly the same in person as she is on Discord calls. Same person. Zero difference, which is great. And we had a really fun dynamic. It was cool because I would say things and she would get annoyed, but she couldn't leave the Discord call because it was real life.
Ha ha ha! You can't leave. You're just pointing and yelling at her, and you guys are in your mid-30s.
It was great. Exactly. So yeah, that was my week, man. It was crazy, and then I got back last night.
I have a small side anecdote to add. So when Paul was here, I showed him. I made a flail. The first thing I made with my 3D printer was a full-size flail, which I thought was like a keychain size when it was on the picture. And I don't know how much filament.
Can you explain what a flail is for those who might not know, aka me?
It is a handle with a chain with a ball at the bottom, like like you swing it. You know, like
medieval.
Medieval. So flails are smaller. Morning stars are the huge ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones you see in fantasy with like guys swinging huge morning stars around. But yeah, dude, I was like, I was done. I went up and checked it because it took 2 hours, dude. So I was like, oh, it's small. It can't be that big. It 2 hours is fast, but this thing's fast as hell. So I grabbed it. I'm like, this is a full size. This is a real weapon.
Yeah.
Like I could hit someone hard as hell with this. And so I had it like hung up in my office. And my nephews found it, my 7-year-old nephew at the party, and he's flailing around. And then it turns out, so Marcel was telling me about this thing he does with his friends, and he has something at his house called the Klepto Corner. Now, I don't know if he wants me to tell this live, but I'm going to because it's funny. No, he actually probably has talked about this. This is so Marcel. So he'll go to people's houses for their party, and he'll take he'll steal something that's just like really small, not a big deal, but like it's really annoying. Like one battery out of your remote, or like the little the little plastic piece in the end of the pull strings to get the blinds up, like that kind of thing.
Yeah,
right? You had me convinced he was just like committing theft, like just full on felonies, like he's just stealing monitors and everything.
No, he's taking something that's like literally $5 or less to replace. It's just annoying to buy one of, like that kind of thing, right? And then he'll take a picture of it and be like, "I gotcha." Like, and then I got a picture from him an hour after he left. The flail.
No, he took the flail.
He took the flail, but I go, ha ha ha! Joke's on you. That's yours now. I didn't even know what to do with that. And he goes, hell yes, this worked out for everybody. So like now he has my flail, and of course he has a 3D printed flail now. That's so Marcel. Like that fits right into his crazy house because he got crap everywhere. He's like, it's like the fantasy factory over there. So like, and I'm like, I can just print another one today, and it can be lime green. I don't even want because that one was white. I want a lime green one. Why would I want Yeah,
exactly.
So Marcel stole it, and he thought he was super funny, and now it's his, and now it worked out.
Can't wait to print.
So yeah, anyway, PM.
That's amazing.
What did you do last week? A lot of things happened to you too, real quick.
Yeah, a lot of good, a lot of bad. My first full week at my job, technically. I feel like
congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Thank you. I signed a contract to be a senior developer for a company, so I'm very happy about that.
Not a fake one, a real one. Nice.
I know, right? A real one. But that was met 6 days later by my 4K 165 hertz monitor getting burn-in during a work meeting. Yes, so that was a lot of fun. I was in a meeting and I was just researching stuff, and all of a sudden my monitor started like blinking blue, and this is on my MacBook, and I was like, this is really weird. Like, obviously my cable is like something's wrong with my cable because I have it plugged into a dock. So I unplugged it, and the screen was still there. And I was like, hello? I was like, what's going on? So I turned it off, and I was like, all right, it's overheating. Like it feels hot. I'll give it like 2 minutes and turn it back on. Turn it back on. The screen was still there, like in color and everything. And I sat there and I was like, I'm pretty sure it just burned in the picture into the monitor. And so
that happened so fast.
I know it was kind of crazy. And so I unplugged it. I was like, I'm gonna give it 8 hours. I'm gonna like spend the rest of the day, go do things, come back, see if it's just overheating, come back, same thing. So I was like, this is ridiculous. But what is it like? What's the saying, when life gives you like lemons, you make lemonade, right? So I went to Best Buy and I was like, hey, like I need a new monitor, obviously, so on and so forth. Best Buy had an LG trade-in, because I have an LG, where if you recycle an old monitor, you get 20% off a new monitor. Cool. So I said screw it, and I got the 45-inch ultra-wide OLED 240 hertz 4K monitor. And this thing is massive. You will see it in the video. You can see it on the edge of my video here. This thing is huge, guys. Like, this is the biggest monitor I've ever seen in my life. 45
inches, bro. That's like it is TV.
Yeah, it is. Goodness. It is crazy, but I will tell you right now, it is the best monitor I've ever had in my life. Once you color calibrate it, it is incredible. I wouldn't recommend it for you guys at all, but for me, yeah.
Hey, you know whose XDR shows up today, though?
There you go. Yes. That's going to be a fantastic monitor.
Oh, my. I cannot wait to color calibrate that thing. Oh,
you don't need to. Holy. That comes right out of the box.
It's got all the profiles though, it's got literally 50 different color profiles, which is just insane. So I'm pumped. I'm gonna probably drool looking at it.
But the best thing is my wife, she saw the monitor and she goes, I want one. And so 8 hours later, she bought her own.
Hey, Paul, ever heard that before?
Yes. She now has the same monitor in her office, and they're just two massive monitors. And we have two massive boxes in the garage right now that we have no idea what to do with. Oh, actually, I didn't even tell you the best part of the story. So I completely forgot this part. So I brought the monitor in to trade at Best Buy, right? And did the swap and everything, came home. I set up the new one, plugged it in, put it on my monitor arm. You know, this thing is kind of heavy, so I had to do it myself and so on. Cable managed everything, plugged it in. It was broken. There was black lines going down going vertical across the screen, the screen, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" I was like, "Is this my luck?" And so I was like, "I'm gonna test all my computers and see if it's just the cables." It was definitely the computer. So I had to tear everything back down, rebox it, go back to Best Buy and buy a new one. And I was like, at this point, I'm unboxing it. I'm just plugging a computer right away and I'm turning it on to see if it works. And if it does, then I'll set it up. But it was one of those like 2 hour things that I'm just like, this is of course this is happening to me. It has to only happen to me. It can never happen to anyone else. And no one else. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So that was my week.
But now you have it. Now you're there.
Yes. Got the job. You got the monitor. Things are going good.
Yes. Things are going great.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Net positive overall.
Yeah, seriously. Well, we have had some weeks.
We have.
My goodness.
You know what? I'm glad we did that extended check-in because we just had so much stuff happen.
Dude, I mean, we could fill a 2 hour podcast with just the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. I mean,
and now holiday season's coming up, boys. Get ready.
Exactly, dude. It's a lot.
Get ready.
All right, so let's get into our main topic today, our retro rewatch. Did you guys both watch the watch the retro.
Real quick, I have to say there is like 4 podcasts named that, and a couple things that have taken that name, so we might need a new name on that.
Wow.
Okay, just as a placeholder name, sorry, we're not stealing it.
We're definitely not stealing it.
We don't have any money to give you.
Yeah.
Okay, so because we're still kind of shaking this stuff out.
Yeah.
So how we're choosing what we're watching, by the way, listeners / viewers, is we're just rotating around the group of 3 guys, right?
Yeah.
So first was Paul with Ren and Stimpy, and then I technically did Wedding Crashers, even though we kind of just all kind of said Wedding Crashers, and then this is PM's movie. So just so everyone knows, PM chose this, and PM, you have the form too, don't you? The outline.
Yeah, I filled it out.
So if you ever, So I figured maybe a cool thing would be the person who chose it just does the little intro where they give the stats. You just give us the stats of the movie so we can kind of get a feel for what we're working with here, and then go right into the categories.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We can do that.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to intro what we're doing this week, dude?
Yeah, it is with PM.
No, why don't you intro it, then I will do the stats. I feel like your voice is better for
you don't have
the
to
intro.
shout at me. All right.
No. I just think you are.
Want to do it or me?
This.
Paul or Trevor?
Ooh,
Paul.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I want to hear it in like.
Me.
Can you do it like it's a the commercial, like I'm watching a commercial in the 2000s and like this movie's commercials coming on the screen for me.
100%.
Like, can you do it in that voice? Okay, perfect.
All right. Okay. All right. This was our old-timey eyeball look at again that we did. No one's got that. A retired master car thief, Randall Memphis Raines, is forced to come out of retirement to save his younger brother Kip. Memphis assembles his old crew to steal 50 cars in one night, all to appease a British gangster named Raymond Calitri, who's threatened to kill his brother if the task isn't completed. The movie revolves around the crew's attempts to accomplish this feat while evading law enforcement. The movie? Gone in 60 seconds.
That was incredible.
Boom!
Yeah, that was.
Thank you. I feel like I fumbled a
Made in the
little
year
bit
2000.
That's right.
Made in the year 2000.
Made in the year 2000.
Y2K.
Give us the stats, PM.
Yeah, kind of bummed by the first one. Rotten Tomatoes, a 25 on critics and 77 on audience, but we'll get into that. Obviously,
dog water.
It made 237 million worldwide. The budget was only 90, so that is good, right? Like that's a good
success.
Like as you mentioned, it was released on June 9, 2000. Obviously, no major awards, but that's kind of ridiculous. And it's an action, crime, and thriller. So there you go. Those are the quick stats.
And who's in it, PM?
Nicolas Cage plays Randall. Giovanni Ribisi, I don't even know how to say his last name, but Ribisi plays Kip. Angelina Jolie plays the worst character she's ever played in her life, and Sarah. Delroy Lindo as Detective Roland, and then Will Patton as Atlee Jackson. You put every single person on here. Oh my goodness. Christopher,
it's a crew movie, dude. Like they're all in it a lot.
I feel like that's all we need to know at this point. There's really only 3 people that matter in this movie, so we'll just.
You're not gonna know who Raymond is, Donnie is, or Tumblr.
No,
you're not gonna know who they are.
Unless you're a big movie buff. So yes, this is the movie we watched. Initial reaction, at least for me watching this, or actually initial reaction to you suggesting it, PM was, holy frick, I love that movie. I'm so excited to watch that again. That was a great. What made you think of it? Why did you pick that one?
I think I was just thinking of movies that I watched when I was younger that I haven't watched in a long time.
There's the title right there. Movies we haven't watched in a long time.
But we also did a show for the first one.
Forgot about.
Yeah.
So it's kind of tough. Anyways, and I don't know why that one just kind of popped up first in my head. So
I think about this movie. Oh, go ahead.
No, I think initially I put in the group chat that we should do like a Halloween movie. I think fitting for the the release date of this time. But for some reason I was like, you know what? Gone in 60 Seconds is just calling to me. Like, I don't know why. Eleanor is just calling to me.
Yes. You know how was going around for a while with like TikTok and whatnot? People are like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Yeah.
For me, it's World War II and Gone in 60 Seconds. I think about those two things fairly often. I don't know. Yes. Nicolas Cage pops in my brain at least a couple times a month.
All right. Where do we put this on the Nick Cage movie list?
Where do we put it? What do you mean?
Ooh. Yeah, like rank it. Like where do we rank it?
List?
Oh gosh, I don't know if I've watched all those movies.
That's a shame.
What do they call this? They call this the Apex movie. Is a category like where is this on their list of best movies? Is like another thing that.
Yeah.
Oh sure. Yeah.
Talked about. I would say it's right in the middle. I wouldn't say it's at the top.
Yeah.
All.
No, not at all.
We got freaking National Treasure, dude.
Dude, Con Air. Come on.
Con Air.
Oh,
grab that one. Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah,
put the bunny down.
He's been in a lot of good ones. Yeah.
All right, let's get right into our categories here. These are lovely. Trevor made these. These are great. Or maybe ChatGPT did.
Well, it gave me the ideas, and then I renamed. So we can talk through. By the way, we're starting to give them names, the categories names.
Yeah.
If we need a little bit of explanation on the name, like this first one, we're gonna need it. Where it came from.
This is called.
But then there's some that aren't named, so we can talk about it too.
Oh yeah, we can add a little flair to it.
Yeah.
All right, so our first category is called the Vivian Ward rating for the opening scene. Rated 1 to Vivian.
So anyone who, just really quickly, Vivian Ward is the character from Pretty Woman, and the main character. Intro the main character, and she's walking down the street, and it's setting the tone.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like that is an intro scene to a movie where you're like, I know what this is about.
Exactly. Kind of gives you everything.
And she is doing it. And so like it's one of the better. It's unanimously known as like a top 5 entrance of the main character into a movie to set the tone for what the movie's about to be about. And Pretty Woman does a great job of it.
Agreed.
So with her, so she's Vivian Ward. We're gonna call it the Vivian Ward rating from 1 to Vivian. Vivian's 10. Obviously.
1 to Vivian. Let's go through these. Not right now, but as we get to them, because there's a couple. So if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah. What
all right, cool. Score? Let's give our first score. So I'll go first. Rated 1 to Vivian. My I will say, looking back on this, I think it's kind of tough because like nostalgia is usually a positive thing. So nostalgia for me, this was probably like a man. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Remember it fondly. Don't remember like loving it, but there were great memorable moments. Upon the rewatch, this movie is like a 6.5 to 7.5. It dropped a little bit for me.
Are you giving the intro right now or the whole movie?
Oh, yeah, you're right. I give the whole movie.
Oh, that's usually at the end. But hey, now we know.
Now we know.
So like the Vivian Ward is the opening scene.
Yeah, it's the opening.
Yeah, it says opening scene right here. I just didn't read.
Yeah, so like opening. I mean? So like think about like the difference between the Gone in 60 Seconds opening scene versus like Fast and Furious's opening scene. Like
I freaking love this opening scene. I loved it.
You loved it. Okay,
I loved it.
So I did. Give it a really high rating.
I freaking loved it. I thought it was gonna. I mean, I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10. 8 out of
the
Vivian.
Brick through, and they take the first car.
Well, I mean, the thing is that's tough is that like it's the opening scene, but also like the opening montage is kind of like a part of that and sets the tone.
That's what I put.
You know what I mean? The opening montage for me is good.
Yeah,
like that song hits.
That drives it up.
So I mean, now with better quality screens and everything, you can see how awfully superimposed those photos are. But
they're bad. Oh my god, the Photoshop's so bad.
It's so bad. But I loved it. I'm giving it an 8 out of Vivian.
What do you got, PM?
Yeah, I said right below Vivian. I just think and you kind of mentioned earlier how the Vivian Ward thing sets up for pretty much the entire movie, right? Like it kind of gives you the gist. This is like, it's pretty obvious. They fade into the Porsche. It was a terrible CGI fade into the Porsche, but like at the time you were like, dude, this is so cool. And all of a sudden he's staring at a Porsche that he's about to steal. And like, that was like the best way to set that movie up for sure. I also want to give a quick shout out because in the 90s, for some reason, there's a fascination with movies. Next time you watch a movie from the 90s or the 80s, why do they give out the opening credits like a 15-minute like opening. Here's every single person's name in the movie for the first 15 minutes. And it's just like scenic shots of like a city. So like I appreciated the fact that at least there was like a little montage and it was quick. It was like, here's the 6 people that matter. No one else matters. Let's just get right into the Porsche. And so I like the fact that they did that for sure.
They do so many establishing shots in these like early movies of like this city. Like I know we're in Cleveland. Weird. Like, thank you.
Yeah,
like, I don't need.
And then they put.
But this was
that's the one city we had no idea where we were. Actually. We'd be like, I don't know where this is.
It's like every actor, every supporting actor, every producer, every like sound person, every design person. It's like we don't need to know this. Like, just tell me Nick Cage is in the movie and then move on. Like, I'm good.
Exactly.
If this, remember they used to. But actually, I actually saw a director explain that, or something tracing to that. Why they were so long before because movie stars used to drive the traffic to the movie. Like so they had to have that was a big spectacle, like be like, look at all these people. You're about to see all these people.
Yeah.
Look how many people there are. It's crazy.
So weird how that doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter near as much. There are movies where they, when they're like crazy casts where like everybody's in it.
Yes.
Like every single person's in it. And then they'll do that at the beginning. They'll still do it because there's so many people in it.
Exactly.
But now it's like it's more about it's actually the thing that you're excited about is the superhero they're playing, like, and then that's the intro.
I also think
that's
like
kind of why they did that.
Back then you got a lot of minimal info when it came to like a lot of things in the world compared to now, right? Like nowadays the issues with some movies is if you have a cameo, let's say in a Marvel movie, that can get spoiled like 2 years before you even start making the production, right? So like I can see a situation where early, back on, you're like, oh, I wonder who's in this movie. And then you see like Nick Cage, then you see like Leonardo DiCaprio's name and you're like, what? I had no idea. Like, and all of a sudden you get like more excited about it. But I think nowadays that's kind of, just doesn't apply to movies. So we've just gotten used to this not being a thing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Well, what did you give it, Trev?
I gave it a 6.
Oh.
Simply because.
Oh.
I remember I remembered there being a car chase and there wasn't. So I was like, oh no, they just go back. Like, oh, they get it. They pull that off and they get caught at the or what, they're setting up. They messed up the deal and that's why Nick Cage comes in.
Yeah.
And they're just at the garage and there's no chase. And that was probably, it's $90 million budget. So, you can't do it. I don't know. I just would prefer like the escape having some sort of car chase involved because this is about cars. And so I was expecting that and didn't get it. So I was like, oh, dang it. Oh yeah, I remember. Like it actually, there's not a ton of car chases in the movie, which.
No, there isn't. You're right. It's just like.
So it was a little bit, but also it set the tone with like, we got the sidekick saying man, that's a brick. You're throwing it. That's not a tool. Like I'm like, okay, brick. Comic relief. There he is.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the guy who plays Kip, and I am for the life of me cannot remember. He's in Ted, and he's the weird neighbor.
A lot of things.
He's in Boiler
He's the weird
Room.
Neighbor that's drinking the drink and dancing in front of the TV. That's him. He's the younger brother. Yes. He's in a bunch of other stuff, but like, and so like him like being like, I'm doing this and trying to be tough. I was like, you're the neighbor in Ted.
It's tough. It's tough to watch it again.
But at the same time, like it's more like it's not so serious either. So like I don't know. It's but that's what the tone was for the movie. So that's why I bumped it past over an average and gave it a little bit above average.
Okay, all right.
He's also in Avatar, by the right.
What?
Oh, he is.
Yeah,
he's in a lot of
Avatar.
Stuff.
He was the evil, one of the evil guys in Avatar. That's right.
That's
Apple.
right. He does play an annoying dick really well.
Yeah,
so
and he's in Saving Private Ryan. He's in a lot of good movies.
Oh, he is. He's in Saving Private Ryan, and he's like, he's one of the. Isn't he Vin Diesel's boy?
Think so.
Like they're like best friends.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel was in Saving Private Ryan.
No, I think it's
What?
Yes, he is.
He wasn't. What?
Yeah.
Yes, he
Vin
was.
Diesel is?
Private. Maybe we need to rewatch that one. Maybe that's one we need to rewatch.
Yes. So what in the
Vin
world?
Diesel 100% is. Yes, he's the dude with the he's the big buff dude. He has the big gun.
Not to completely sidetrack, but the cast of people in Saving Private Ryan is just ridiculous. Like I'm now looking at this. Oh my goodness.
Yes, maybe that'll be next.
Okay.
But his name is,
Santa.
by the way, the guy we're talking about who plays Kip is Giovanni Ribisi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so look him up. He's in stuff. He's in a lot of stuff.
All right, let's get to our next part. A little bit of disappointing intro there from Trevor. 6, but that's fine. I just respectfully disagree. The next category, the Ents Attack Isengard Award for Best Scene.
That's my favorite scene of all time. That's why I named it that. It's that scene that just you're like, yes, I love that scene. That was awesome.
That is a great
obviously
scene.
when the Ents see all their trees got burned down and they're pissed.
Oh, they're so mad.
And then they charge. Oh,
yeah.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I saw someone refer to it as like a 9-hour adventure to return jewelry, and like ever since then, that's all I think of it as.
Oh my goodness, so much.
Yeah, and Harry Potter's just Star Wars. We get it. Everything
pretty much is.
Everything
Yes.
else.
Everything's
Leave it alone.
Yeah,
So just let us like what we like. Okay.
Yeah. All right. The best scene, in my opinion, best scenes. I'll go first in this one. It's funny. I liked the opening montage. I liked the song. Slaps.
Song was good.
Green. I'm not even sure what it's called. Green salad up, green salad down. Something.
Yeah. Sounds like holes. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that song. The start of the night. So the first night of the boosting of the cars, like when everyone's set, ready to go, they listen to Lowrider.
Yes.
And they just like all get jacked up. Like I still think about that. Like I want to recreate that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want to get all of us together. I want us to all wear leather jackets at night under like blue light or black light, and I just want to like freaking shake my fingers back and forth.
Yes. Shake
Between,
your finger. Let's go.
Let's go. I all the time. I want to do that. And then the final car chase I thought was fantastic. Those are my favorite scenes.
Those are great. Yeah.
Of the movie. PM, what are your favorite scenes?
Yeah, there's 3. I think the most iconic is definitely the Lowrider scene, simply because it's the most used meme nowadays of Nick Cage doing the shake and then let's ride. But yeah. I think if you rewatching that, I don't know, have you guys heard of I Think You Should Leave, the show with Tim Robbins?
I have heard of it, yes, but I haven't watched it.
You guys should check it out. It's kind of like a low-level comedy, kind of a Family Guy-ish, dumb comedy kind of thing. But I was rewatching that and I was laughing at like Nick Cage's acting. I was like, this like he wants to be serious and it's just coming off as absolutely hilarious. So it was kind of hard to rewatch that. It felt like he was trying to be more badass than it actually was. That is definitely the most iconic scene. The other 2 is the Eleanor chase. I think that entire thing at the end is incredible. And there is a lot of really funny parts, including like the random like hydrogen-esque bomb that goes through like 7 different buildings for no reason. And then him leaping over like 4 ambulances to some like angelic music. It's just incredible. And then I think a good one is the go-kart scene in the beginning when you kind of get a glimpse of who he is. I think those are my 3. If I had to choose the best, definitely the Lowrider. I think it's just the one that everyone knows.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
It's the most similar to the Ents attacking Isengard. Absolutely.
Yeah. Trevor, what do you got?
I got obviously the end scene, the car chase with Eleanor is phenomenal, and I think we found out where all the budget went. For sure. By the way, just to speak really quickly on the Nick Cage goofy ass line, which we don't have this as a category yet, but we should. Like the overacting part. I believe someone else calls it the Mark Ruffalo overacting award. We'll give it something else, maybe the Nick Cage overacting. But when he like escapes from, the rival guys that are trying to kill him, and he goes into the diner and he's like, "That's a cop car. You're out there where we're in here." I'm like, "What are you doing?"
It's Nick Cage.
Also,
it's so Nick Cage.
Also, there's the cop's in there with you.
Like, he just yells it.
Like the cop's like, "Oh yeah, we got you, other criminal." Like what? Like what?
Yeah, like they would also recognize him, or yeah, absolutely.
Solely unnecessary. But my favorite scene was when they start and they go get the first car, and Atlee and the guy from Independence Day. Oh God, the son. I can't remember his name. When Atlee steals the first car and the guy immediately tries to carjack him. And then he hits him with the door and gets out. He's like amateur shit. He goes, man. And he's like, man, he's all frustrated. And he pauses for a second. And he's like, you need a role model. I love that. And I remember that so much. He's like, I could have taught you, but you done messed up.
Exactly.
So that was just it was just a great delivery.
It was
a really good one-off line. And then it made me chuckle again. I remembered. I was like, yes.
That was a good scene. You're right.
I feel like Atlee does his role, like his character in the kind of like the wisecracking, kind of comic relief, but also like always worried about everything all the time.
Yes.
He does that to perfection. I really liked his character.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's my scene. And actually he's my character too, moving on.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
A quick note on that, because he's involved in this scene, kind of random. I'm not sure what would fit in this, but the establishing scenes for why they do things is so shoehorned in and so obvious. Like when he personally is like, hey man, you see the box of black gloves around here? And then the guy's like, hey, I got you, and like puts on these fake whatever fingerprints. It's like, okay, you're clearly doing this because everyone's gonna be like, fingerprints, man. Like no one's wearing gloves. So they're like, oh shit, we gotta do some reshoots. It just felt very obvious. And then like the whole key scene, whether he's like, you still have these keys from the last boost? Okay. And then they move on. Like it was like a little bit lazy writing.
They're like, we got some of the cars locked in.
Yeah.
You mentioned that like Nick Cage's acting can kind of be a little too obvious sometimes. Yeah. And like one of them that like absolutely stood out to me and I kind of chuckled was when he first met like the European bad guy, right? And he's like, oh, you need to do this for me. And he pulls out like the smallest stack of cash and he goes, here's $10,000 for you personally. Why don't we just leave this alone? $10,000. The guy needs 50 cars that are probably all worth like $100,000. And Nick Cage is like, here's $10,000 for you personally. We should put this aside. And it's just like, what are you doing? What?
It's
the overall score is $200,000. I'm like, that is not near enough money to do this.
No,
like there's a 10-man crew. You're all getting $20,000. What are you gonna go? You're gonna go buy a used Hyundai Elantra?
Look, inflation has hit us. Obviously, it was different back then, but
it's 2001, man.
Was so funny. He whips out the smallest stack of cash. And he's like, here's $10,000.
Let's see. I'm curious. What's $200,000?
So if this movie was made in 1911, that he would have been like, I need you to get these 50 Model Ts for me, and the prize is $112.
and then Nick Cage would be like, and here's $10. Why don't we just put this aside?
Here's a $2 bill.
Exactly.
He puts a stack of silver dollars, 10 of them.
Oh, the buying power equivalent. Oh, geez, this is like a crazy website. Okay, never mind. I guess it's close to like $350,000.
Oh yeah, still not that much.
Yeah, it's still not enough money.
You gotta have $1 million at least. It's gotta be 7.
Oh yeah. What are we doing? Clearly these are low-time people. So
what are we doing?
I'm very off track.
Like you're gonna kill a guy for $200,000? Like why?
You wouldn't?
Like, why are you so upset about this? Oh, you're gonna kill him because he doesn't look because you're gonna look stupid? I don't know.
Yeah.
Felt fun. It felt silly.
All right, our next category here. Just no fun name, just favorite character.
Favorite characters. Which Paul, I asked you in the text. What? Yes, you guys should name this.
Nick Cage favorite character award.
Everything's just the Nick Cage, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think that's perfect for this.
I think Nick Cage should go here. Yeah.
Nick Cage favorite character. I'm going to do Nick Cage. That's fine. Yeah, what was your favorite character?
Nick Cage. Like
his name is Memphis, sir.
Yeah, Memphis. Anything that Nicolas Cage is the main character in, I'm going to go with Nick Cage every time. Not only does he like do serious parts really well, but he is unironically the most hilarious person in every single movie. And like he's just the perfect actor. Like every movie he is in, I'm like, I am glad Nicolas Cage is playing this part. Like, so I am going to go with whoever Nick Cage is playing in any movie ever. For this category going forward.
Okay.
Noted.
All right, fair enough. That's fine. All right. Trevor, who's your favorite?
Mine was Atlee. I really liked I liked his role, and he made me chuckle. He had some really good quips.
Yeah, Will Patton's
Very quippy.
character.
Very quippy.
Yeah.
Will Patton.
He was very funny. I did like him a lot. Favorite character? I would say I enjoyed anytime. I don't think we named him here, but anytime Keanu Reeves' little brother was on screen, I actually enjoyed him. I thought
he was Keanu's little brother?
No, but he looks like it, right? Like he looks like.
Yeah. So that's who I was talking about as the kid from Independence Day.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Holy, I forgot. Wow.
What's his name?
2000s were crazy.
I'm looking it up right now.
Hey, look it up.
Here.
He was like, someone's got to buy pizza, right? Like people got to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
What's
guy.
he doing here?
James Duval, I think is his name.
No way. Really? Sounds too.
Yeah, I didn't peg him for that, but
yeah, he did look like a James Duval to me. And then him and Mouse. I think his name is Mouse. Or my two favorite kids. I enjoyed it.
Did he good? Was Mouse
it's Freb.
The dude who's like, that's a brick.
But yeah.
His name is Freb, right? In the movie.
Clicks per minute Mouse.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah, that's his name in the movie.
Okay.
And he looks like Keanu Reeves. Yeah, it's
James
Duval.
Yeah.
Is his real
James
name.
Duval.
Did
James
not
Duval,
pep
shout
him
out.
for a James Duval. That's crazy. Yes, two favorite characters. Thought they were fantastic. Again, just because they're goofy and funny and stupid. Like they're just, I don't know. I enjoyed the comic.
They added to the tone. They added to the tone of the movie for sure.
All right, that was a pretty easy one. Pretty good. The next category is this is PG-13 award.
Yep.
Does it deserve the rating it was given? Would it have been better with a different rating?
I believe it is PG-13.
Yeah, Trevor, what do you think?
PG-13, yes.
So
of course, all the movies I think we're gonna watch.
Yes, it deserved PG-13. To be honest, it made it a little bit more vanilla than I would have enjoyed. I don't even know if there was actually a swear. Maybe there was a bitch thrown out there.
They
somewhere.
said asshole 50 times.
Bunch of asshole, but like that's
a lot of asshole. I was like, is asshole a thing you can say now?
You can only say one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie.
Do they say?
I think
drop an F-bomb.
I don't think so. I don't think they use it.
Okay.
I don't remember it.
I don't remember one either. Yeah,
which is usually not a good sign. Could it have been rated R? I think maybe if you were trying to make the case for like a thriller, yes. But if it says thriller in the genres, it's not a thriller. Like,
it's not.
You know what's gonna happen. Nothing thrilled you the whole time. The thrills are the cool action. So I would say they could have done it rated R if they wanted to do it a little bit more gritty. But I think it's fine being PG-13 and definitely couldn't be PG. So
I don't think they would have made as much money if it was rated R.
Yeah. I think they made the right choice. I think that's what we're trying to do with this category. Could they have done a grittier version, or could they have done maybe a little bit of a soft version? It's a little too gross for what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like,
well, better is relative too, right? Like, I think it would have been better, but I don't think it would have done better. Like, I don't think it would have made more money if it was R.
It wouldn't be a cult classic.
You would have.
It would have to be one scene, an objectively good movie.
Yeah.
There's just one scene that would, like, I think depending on what age you watch it, like I watched this when I was I would guess 13, and that's probably just the scene with Nick Cage and Angelina Jolie in the car for like a 2-minute period where there's like kind of a sex scene, or like I'm
pretty sure there's a titty.
Yeah, like I think if you watch that, then it's a Nick Cage city. If you watched it then at like that age, you would think like, oh, this is rated R. But then like looking back on it, you're like, this is the softest thing ever. Like this should be PG. This should even be 13. But I would say PG-13 is perfect.
I'd say it's closer to PG than it is to R.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, but as a kid, you're right, PM. That like little scene was like, it felt very like in the music, like with crescendoed. It was like felt very sexual. You're like, oh gosh, like
again, it's depending on what age you watched it. Like I think it just kind of depends on that too.
Yeah, exactly. And I got Nick Cage. I was laughing during that scene because he's just saying car parts while they're like making out. like getting like
a little on the nose. Come on,
hot and heavy. It was just like, buddy, like you've already done it. Like unless her kink is like drive shafts, I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe that's the way he's kink.
Yeah, you guys are kind of you're overdoing it a little bit.
It was a little overdone.
For sure.
So yeah, I think it's fine. I think PG-13 is a fine designation. I feel like there was a lot of asshole and like maybe a booby, but I think it is good. All right, next up, the Vince Vaughn Award for best quote or quotes. Trevor, explain.
I got an Atlee quote again. He was my favorite. When we first meet Atlee, and he's a driving instructor.
Yeah.
And he's with the woman, and she's bawling. And he's like, you can't negotiate turns. You can't signal properly. You can't maintain speed. You can't parallel park. Hell, you can't drive, honey. Shit, I can't swim. I know I can't. So you know what I do? I stay my black ass out of the pool. And she's just like hands on the wheel, just bawling into the wheel. And that's when we meet Atlee. And I'm like, this guy's awesome. He's going to be awesome. And then he proceeds to be awesome the whole show. So
he does proceed to be awesome.
That was dynamite. It's honestly, it might be, he's just the best at delivering the lines. I think that he just delivers them so well.
Exactly. I think you're right. His delivery is spot on. And it reminded me, it like harkened back to Liar Liar. And he's like, do you know why I pulled you over? He's like, but change lanes in intersections. Just change lanes. Like,
exactly.
You got to go through all the things. Yeah, exactly what it was.
Speeding. That's all I think I remember. Yeah.
Running a red light and speeding. That scene in particular. Well, we'll get into that. We can. But yes, that is a great quote. PM, yours. What do you think? Best quote.
This is such a cop out, and I'm so sorry that I have to do this, but I think the best quote is still the Let's Ride scene.
Yeah.
Like I know it's a cop out, but like it's just the best scene, and like it's the most quotable, and it's what everyone remembers from the movie. So like by default, I have to go with that one. Yeah,
I'm literally still in like pump up videos at sporting events.
Yeah,
where he's like, "That's right," like they do it all the time.
Yeah, actually, you would know.
Yeah,
athlete, former professional athlete. My favorite quote is that same scene, but just before then, where he's like, "Lowrider, Johnny, lowrider." I don't know why. I love that part because he's like toning to put it on, and then he doesn't. He's like, "Come on, like you're ruining this for me. Like turn it on." It's just something about that. I don't know. It gets me every time. I say it to my brothers still to this day. Like lowrider, Johnny, lowrider.
That's how you know it's a great quote.
Exactly.
You say it to this day. Yeah.
Exactly.
22 years later.
Our next part. Again, you really went off with these names. I
did.
The John Wick Award for Realism on a scale of 1 to John Wick.
Because we all know John Wick's just outrageous.
So I think John Wick's very real. So I'm not really sure what you mean.
You wouldn't kill 100 people that killed your dog? I'm confused here.
Man.
No, I would, but I wouldn't fall down 300 flights of stairs just to get back up and run up those flights of stairs and fight 85 guys again.
Not sure Keanu Reeves has amazing endurance and durability. Not really.
Yeah.
He's phenomenal.
You hear him talk about that stuff. He's like, yeah, it's tough sometimes. I'm in the ice bath for a while.
All right. Well, with that in mind, on a scale of 1 to John Wick, how real was it? I'm going to say for realism. Yeah. My thought process, at least when I was a kid thinking about this, was like, man, it seems pretty easy to steal a car.
Yeah.
And
it's not.
And like, talking about Atlee there, when he steals the car by plugging in like a plunger into the I don't know, the ignition, and then pressing some buttons and then clicking it, and I was like,
on a T83, TI-83
happening? Is it like forming the metal of the key inside? It didn't make any sense to me. So even back then as a kid, I was like, this is the most fake shit I've ever seen. But it also seemed plausible to do because you're looking through a kid brain. Like I'm sure that exists.
You gotta know what cars are like.
So now looking back on it, I feel like this is like a 9 out of John Wick.
Yeah.
This is a pretty high unrealistic. Like they break, like do security cameras not exist?
Nope.
In the opening scene, he just throws a brick through a window and steals a Porsche. Like no one's gonna find his face.
And the lockbox is the only thing with every key in it.
Every single key.
Just right there at the front.
it was just amazing to me. It was remarkable. So yeah, no, as
Shitty lockbox.
yeah, it's like a 9 out of John Wick. PM, what'd you think?
It's a full John Wick for me. Let's just be honest.
Jumps 4 ambulances.
Yeah, he jumps 4 ambulances. There's like a hydrogen bomb that goes through like 4 different things before that. No one dies miraculously, by the way, in that entire part. He's flooring it through city streets and no other accidents happen. Like it's just incredible. His driving skills are that fantastic. I think we need to be realistic about the fact that you're stealing 50 cars in like a very minimal amount of time.
In one night.
In it not being like the biggest national news story and like something that like, hey, 1 car got stolen. Oh, 2 cars. Oh, 3 cars. Oh, 4 cars. Maybe we should like figure this out within the next hour.
Dude. You're in and out before they even know what hit them, dude. It's a smash and grab. Okay.
Yeah. So this is obviously a John Wick. This is a John Wick. This is a full John Wick.
I'm with you too. I said an 8. No shot. Could 10 people steal 50 cars in one night and not? Oh, by the way, can we also say that the cop knows that they're doing it?
Yeah, no, the cop is
he knows from the minute before they steal a car. He knows. So it's like, come on.
Look, if it's 10 people and they need to steal 50 cars, right?
Yes.
Let's just break that down. That is what? 1 car. If you do 1 car an hour, that's 5 hours, but that's also pretty unrealistic. So you're probably looking at 2 hours, right?
5.
Yeah. How? You don't have enough time.
There's not enough time.
The city is very small. Okay.
Yeah. It's only LA.
Even though it's the biggest city in America.
Famously known for ease of travel.
Well, it's at night, dude.
Via
Everyone's
car.
asleep. Yeah. It's the longest night in history. It is forever.
Always.
Long. Incredible.
Yeah, they're like, they steal like 9 cars. They're like, oh, we only used 20 minutes. You're like, what? The movie itself was 30 minutes long during that time. What are you talking about?
What? I also put a note down here. Also, I just want to say sidebar that I love giving my scale to something and then immediately going to PM because he's like, no.
Worse.
Extremist. Like, I'm the extremist take here.
PM, John Wick, full John Wick.
I mean, it's pretty like it's. You watch it in the moment, and then when you're a teenager, you're like, "This is the coolest thing ever! Like, this is so much fun." And then you watch it as an adult, that's someone that drives their own car and sees car theft happen, and you're like, "This just isn't possible." Like, this is just not possible.
I think I'm heavy in my nostalgia, so I'm just willing to overlook many things. Apparently, the note I put down too that like I don't know. Apparently, it just started clicking for me around this scene. But when he steals Eleanor and he's in the classic like L.A. What are those things called? Like the water overflow.
Oh, the river.
Yeah, I think it's just the river. That's the
LA River.
Yeah,
which is a very popular
thing
to do car chases.
Yeah, so they're in the LA River, and he's being chased by a helicopter, and he hits the NOS, which is beautifully cinematic. He hits the NOS on the car. Car's going, and he's like, "Sir, I can't keep up with him." And he's like, just keep up with him. You're in a helicopter. He's in a car. And he's like, "Sir, this is an A-Star, not a Apache, an Apache helicopter. You're in a helicopter.
All you have to do is just fly a little higher and go a little bit one way and just predict where he's going.
Just fly straight. Like
you don't have obstacles.
Like you have no obstacles.
Just go higher. You can see for miles.
I will
can't go anywhere.
The top speed of that helicopter, look it up, is 180 miles an hour.
No.
It was ridiculous.
John Wick, full John Wick. I will say that scene walked so Fast and Furious could run. I would say that. That is where the producers of Fast and Furious went, you know what? Can we make a movie around this entire scene and just do that? And then that's exactly what it was.
All right.
He's gone.
Let's knock these last few out because we're gonna have a really long episode.
Oh yeah, sorry. Having a great time.
They're all good. We're having fun.
All right. Best music. Go PM.
Not
Low
really.
Rider Award.
Lowrider. I would say yes.
You didn't have a favorite music?
No. Nothing really stood out to me. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Nothing stood out?
I didn't really listen to that genre of music that they were like playing. It wasn't my like style. Then re-listening to it now is like, okay. Yeah, I know.
What about you, Paul? You obviously have a favorite.
Yeah, no, I mean Lowrider, obviously fantastic. The opening scene, that opening scene music hits so hard, it just slaps. I freaking love it. I could listen to that song not that long, but it's a good song.
I mean, I just got Lowrider. I'm tempted to call this the Lowrider Award. We can change if we want at any point. So obviously the Lowrider was great. The beginning song was great, but honestly, all the goofy ass electro chase stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
it
just
everything was just like, it was just like Ocean's 11 over and over again, and it also gave me just slight slight Blade vibes.
Yeah,
you know, I see what you're saying.
I'm like, are vampires about to start fighting?
Yeah.
I lost it again when he flew over the ambulances, and then that brief 4-second angelic music hit. I was just like, oh my god, Jesus. That is the most corny thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
It's very corny. Corny is great word. Yeah, great word.
Man, yeah, I'm nostalgic. Get it. By the way, that opening music is called had it a second ago. Moby Flower Gone. Or Gone. Didn't realize. All right, next part. Our memorabilia desire.
No, you skipped one.
No, I deleted it. Go keep.
Oh, you did? Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, because
anything you want to own, anything you want to own from the movie.
Well, then do
it up, PM.
Do the educational one then.
Yeah, there was the educational one was what did this movie teach you? And it taught me that if a European comes to you and says you need to steal 50 cars in one night, and your brother's under a car compactor, just say yes.
Yeah,
that's all.
Just do it.
Just say yes, and then you don't even have to do it. Just in the moment, just say yes and get your brother out of there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He had everything to lose in that moment. You're right.
Yeah. So that was the educational value for me.
Love that. We'll just keep that one for PM. That's what PM learned.
I literally had movies was the only way to teach me what cars were cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know anything about cars at the time, so I learned it through movies. So
Fast and Furious came out the same year. Is this or year?
The first one was the year before, and then
the
Fast and Furious 2 was after. So this was between 1 and 2.
Yeah, Fast and Furious 2 taught me that. That was when they taught me about cars.
Yeah, early 2000s, all cars.
But remember, Fast and the Furious was about drag racing, racing. And then after this movie came out, suddenly their heists, everything.
It's about family.
Nick Cage was cool for all the Fast. Yes, next section, memorabilia desire. Anything you want from this movie? Obviously, I'm gonna go first. Eleanor.
Yep.
I also had Eleanor. Eleanor's sick. I was just like, dope. Dude. Everyone knew that is a sick ass car after this movie came out, and so they were just like, "Oh, you haven't Kate actually drove a Mustang, but it was older or newer. No, 69.
Oh.
So everyone's like, "Is that a 67?" She's like, "No, it's a 69." Like, oh, well,
yeah, that's right, hers. Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, really random fact about Kate. Yeah.
Eleanor, easily. My dad had a 66 cherry red fastback Mustang, and that I was able to drive that car as my first car when I was learning how to drive. And so I've ever since then, watching that movie and him having that car, I've always wanted a 60s, more specifically a 66 fastback Mustang. Obviously the one in the movie is I believe the Cobra version, and I believe it's later, but just anything from that time, it's just an incredible car. It's just one of those cars that will never be replicated and always hold its value.
Yeah, I think that the Mustang's probably, I mean, I don't know how much in part is due to this movie, but the Mustang is a very popular car in that era of the 60s. Gorgeous. Yeah, just a beautiful looking Mustang. That's what I think of when I think of muscle.
And the sound,
60s era Mustang. Yes,
just the sound of it. You were just this is what you want in a 60s car. Just the sound of it.
Yeah. Just I like to put my hands on it and rub it like Nick Cage did. Just get all your fingerprints on it and just rub the glass. Tell it not to talk back to him. Having subtitles on for this as well was wild. All right. Next point here. The Cream of the Crop Award. Interesting. How does it stack up against other similar movies made around? we kind of touched on this, right, with the Fast and the Furious, Trev. Like, you know,
I also had Mission Impossible 2, Swordfish. Like those are
never saw
heist action movies. Swordfish is with John Travolta and Halle Berry. Highly recommend it.
Oh, damn.
Great nude scene. I remember when I was 13.
Great nude scene, dude. I'm watching it tonight.
Halle, dude.
Halle,
I was a guy. I was a guy. So I'm sorry. I apologize to everybody. I was a dude. I was a 13-year-old boy.
That's why they put it in the movie.
But yeah, in that kind of vein, I was like, middle of the road. But it had one thing those movies didn't have, and that's Nicolas Cage. So
hard to argue with that. Nicolas Cage.
Hard to argue with that.
One of the greatest actors of our time.
I mean, Vin's great, but Nick Cage, man.
How do you think it stacks up, PM?
Perfectly. Honestly, I think the sepia color corrections. I don't know if you've noticed, but rewatch any movie from like the 90s or the early 2000s. Everything is in orange. That's how you know there's action. So it was perfect for that. The action scenes were incredibly dramatic and unrealistic, with a touch of like the worst low-level comedy that just made you laugh in the moment. But like kind of terrible, like almost chat GPT generated jokes, but it fit in the moment. It just, fit.
Yes.
A lot of the especially like the racing scene, a lot of it felt like kind of the shootout scene from Heat. I don't know if you guys have seen Heat.
Yeah.
But
what a scene though.
It seemed like a lot of people tried to replicate that feeling from that scene in a lot of different movies, and I feel like the Eleanor Chase was like them trying to do that. So I think it stacked up perfectly for the movies in that time frame.
Okay, that's
nice.
When you think of like those level movies, I think Gone in 60 Seconds fits right in there.
Yeah,
I think it is. Hence the cult following.
Yeah.
Yeah. PM, how does it stack up? It stacks up. It does.
Good.
Yeah, perfectly.
Great response.
Super good.
This next one is great. This next one's great. This is called the DeSantis Woke Award.
Someone's gonna get
thoughts
pissed
on how it would fare in today's world. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Should I get this one first?
Yeah, you go first. That's a great idea.
I honestly think it would hold up fine, except for the fact that I think there's like 3 women in the whole movie. Like in the entire movie. There's one woman. One woman has one line, and then there's Angelina Jolie.
Well, there's I mean, I'm not saying that there's
not very many
there's a ton of women, but yeah, no, you're right.
Like part of the crew, there's one woman in the whole crew.
Yes.
And she's obviously like supposed to be the woman.
The woman at the DMV who gives Atlee sass might be one of my favorite characters.
She's great.
It's like it's $100.
Yeah,
well,
they would probably, so if they made it again, they'd probably have a couple more women. Probably.
Exactly. I think you're right. I will say as well, there is some obvious tropes, like Atlee is teaching an Asian woman how to drive. Like, I think that's just like an obvious stereotype. And then, they dropped the F word like at least once. Not like the F word, but the other F word. Talking about different characters from like movies and stuff. Yeah. I was like, ooh.
Dude, that might have been me needing some subtitles. I thought might have heard one.
Yeah.
And
I watched the subtitles, man. Yeah, it's great.
And the guy's like, what? Yeah, it was like a throwaway thing. Yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
There was a couple of things like that weren't they were supposed to be funny and they weren't even that funny. Like even in the moment.
Yeah,
they weren't really part of the thing. They just threw it out there. I think they were trying to get a little extra. Not funny.
I think you're right.
But there wasn't that much. It was pretty, for the most part, the whole movie. Like you're just like, is whatever. We know what this is.
Yeah, it reflected the time period well. I don't think there's anything that's like grotesquely like out of time period or out of character or anything.
Or too woke either. I think Ron would watch.
Yeah. Yes.
Would Ron watch this? This is what this
would Ron watch. Ron would love this shit. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. He'd wear his fake flight suit that he never wore.
Ron would love. Cool.
Just act like he's super cool. And he's like, I could be in this movie.
Exactly.
This is what I do. I race cars.
PM, do you have something for this?
Yeah.
Thoughts on how to fare in today's world?
I kind of agree with. I mean, obviously, I think the driving scene with the Asian lady would not fly. I also think like Michael Pena's like small, I don't know if you'd like minor, clip he was in of him just being like a gangster Mexican would not fly. I think today, like it's something about that felt weird. Like I watched that and I was like, this is like they're trying to force that like
very, very stereotypical.
Yeah, like that like thing on us. I definitely think those are the two that like stood out to me the most. I also think like I just don't think it would. I don't know. I didn't think there was a lot of diversity on the entire team to begin with, so I think it was kind of interesting that there was like a whole bunch of white people, and then they're like, oh, we need to have like a couple non-white people here, and it was like it just felt kind of weird. But I wouldn't say that it was like hit me over the top like some of the other movies like might be. There's just a couple moments where it's just like, ooh, I don't know about that. So
it's very not woke.
I would say it's not woke.
Yeah, not at all.
Woke or not woke.
All right, next
last couple.
Next category here. The James Halliday Award for Best Easter Eggs. Who's James Halliday?
James Halliday is the creator of the Oasis in the book.
Movie, yeah.
Ready Player One, and he's just like known for Easter eggs. Like it's this thing. He put Easter eggs everywhere.
So I didn't see any Easter eggs that I saw, like or was aware.
So
of.
I kind of looked this up. I can just kind of give us one if that's that. Let's give it an Easter egg. We don't even have to give. We don't have to give.
I mean, I have one that's related to it, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
I got to go one. The name Eleanor for the 1967 Shelby GT 500 is a carryover from the original 1974. So everyone didn't know this. It's actually a remake, serving as an homage. In the original form, Eleanor was actually a 1971 Ford Mustang. So the 67 Shelby wasn't the thing, and that I think the reason they used that is because I think Jerry Bruckheimer, who produced the movie, that's his favorite car. So they switched.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a little Easter egg, little tidbit.
The 71 Mustang actually doesn't look terrible. I don't hate it.
67 is unanimously the coolest.
It is.
Sleek.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
Oh, it's cool Easter egg. All right, what did you have, PM, for Easter egg? You found something?
Yeah. So it's kind of related to. I mean, it is related to Gone in 60 Seconds, but it's not directly in the movie. But a long time ago, GTA 5, when I was playing, and I remember seeing something on Reddit. This was like a decade ago, and I found the link to find it again. But in GTA 5, there is a side mission that has a list of cars on the wall in blacklight, like Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, no way.
And it is like the exact style of it, and you have to like complete the mission by getting them. Cool. So yeah, that's my, I guess, quote unquote Easter egg that I remember right off the bat was like in GTA 5, you have to pretty much do Gone in 60 Seconds as like a side mission.
That's some good lore right there.
That's really good. That's like a reverse Easter egg.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, there really wasn't
That's
many
an Easter chicken.
like in this movie, I would say, like directly.
Yeah. It was just like homage to things, and it's like it's not.
I also feel like we live in a media culture with Marvel where like there's so many Easter eggs in Marvel shows that you kind of just expect that now.
I need a breakdown of everything I watch.
Yeah,
from here on out. Yeah, I didn't see a damn thing, so I don't got nothing. I got nothing for James Halliday. Let's see, recast or nah? Who would you recast in these roles?
We did the top four, right?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage, Giovanni Ribisi, Angelina Jolie, Delroy.
So you either keep Nick Cage as Nick Cage, or you do Ryan Gosling. I think Ryan Gosling would fit for this role. He kind of has that dry humor. He kind of has that weird, like egotistical, like I'm a badass, but also I'm not like overly dramatic type vibe to him. So I would go with that. Should we just go all four, or do you want to go one by one?
Knock it all four.
Okay. Giovanni, I said Andrew Scott. If you haven't seen Andrew Scott, you should look it up. He plays Moriarty in Sherlock, but he looks just like Giovanni.
Weasley.
Like it is like like almost his brother. So it was kind of a no brainer.
Angelina Jolie, priest in Fleabag, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Oh, if you haven't seen Fleabag, do that.
Okay. Angelina Jolie's character Sarah, I said Margot Robbie, because I think Harley Quinn. I think her playing Harley Quinn would kind of fit that. Like I had to go with someone that would look like Angelina Jolie's character because she's a pretty unique character, and so that was pretty obvious. And then Roland, I went Mike Coulter, Luke Cage. I think that's a good one. Luke Cage character would be solid for that role.
Okay, I love it.
Who'd you get?
Yeah, so for me, Nick Cage stays Nick Cage. There's no way I would change that. I feel like I would go for Giovanni Ribisi's or Kip Rames' character. Timothy Chalamet. I don't know. He has the same energy for me in a lot of ways of like, could be really annoying. And like, also like, is he high? You know what I mean? Like like Kip was like high the whole time. I actually also said Margot Robbie for Angelina Jolie because I feel like, again, same energy, same kind of there. And for Delroy's character, I had a kind of a hard time. I was thinking of what's his name from Lando. I don't know why Lando just came to mind. Lando Calrissian. I can't remember his name now. Wrote it down, but Lando Calrissian.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought Billy D. Williams would be pretty good there. I don't know. I feel like he could just like, it's like similar energy. They tried to make Delroy Lindo like funny in this, and he just kind of came off like annoyed with his partner and kind of like a know-it-all. Like I wasn't rooting for him at all. In this entire time, and him being like an opposing character, I almost kind of like want to root for him a little bit. So those are my recasts. That's what I thought. Trevor, what do you got?
So at first, I made a quick adjustment here, but the first two I had for Randall, Memphis, and Kip, I had Clive Owen being Randall because he's just serious and kind of scary, and then to offset him with Kip, Ryan Reynolds. But now I'm gonna flip it because Ryan's kind of taller too, so he's like I struggle seeing Ryan as the younger brother. So let's flip it this way: Ryan Reynolds is now Nick Cage, and Dave Franco is Kip.
Dave Franco. Oh my gosh.
Dave Franco messing up a heist is like yes, of course.
He kind of plays like a scared character too. Like I could definitely see that.
And then I got Jennifer Lopez playing Sarah.
Oh,
she could crush that. And then Roland Castlebeck, Lawrence Fishburne. That's all I want.
Lawrence Fishburne.
I want Lawrence Fishburne trying to track down Ryan Reynolds. That's what I want in the whole world. Now they're all funny. The whole thing's funny now. It's a comedy.
Now it's a comedy. Yeah, I could definitely see Ryan Reynolds has gigantic little brother energy. The fact that you didn't like.
Yeah.
He's
like in Blade Trinity when he's like one of the hunters and they work with Blade and he's like just being annoying to Blade like the whole movie.
Exactly. Or in a Wolverine movie where he was just a dick and they sewed his mouth shut.
Yeah, just being an asshole all the time. It was really hard not to say oh my god, who played Wolverine? Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Not Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds as Nick Cage and Kip Rames. That'd be a funny SNL skit.
I would love that. All right, our final rating. I already gave mine. You kind of know it's like a 6.5 to 7.5. I'm gonna say I'm gonna land on for me a 6.5 out of not Vivian, but out of 10 for my overall
5 out of 10. I'll give it. I'm giving it a 5x5, 5.5. I had a 7 before, but 5.5. I realized that at Fast and Furious I liked a little bit more, and Swordfish I liked a little bit more.
Yes,
just generally because I like for example, Swordfish has a better plot and is a little bit more thrillery. And Fast and Furious has better car chases and the whole car, the drone following the cars, and then the camera going in, and you're seeing them pull the NOS and then back out of the car again. Like that whole cinematography was awesome. I thought they gave us that a little bit better.
Are you saying that for this because they did that in this movie?
Yes, but I would say that Fast and Furious did it better. Like they locked it in.
Oh,
but again,
okay.
It was done a little bit after, so they might have stolen it. I don't know, but I like it. It's above average. It's a movie that I will check in with every once in a while or show to people as a good, kind of goofy, but like it's a little more kitschy than the other ones. So, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. But I have a feeling PM gave it a little bit better than that. What do you got?
No, I went right down the middle, 5 out of 10.
Oh damn!
I
give it the work.
Yeah, I know. I think how I kind of viewed this is, have you guys ever been like sick and just scroll the channel. Maybe this is a long time ago before streaming became a thing. And you saw like, I don't know, some random movie on like FX, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll just throw that on. That's what this felt like again. And that kind of ruined a lot of things. I was almost waiting for like the commercial breaks after like certain, you know, scenes would end. Just because it felt like a movie that was on FX, or like felt like a movie that was on some like Comedy Central type of movie. So it didn't really give it to me after watching it late this last time. So I would definitely say 5 out of 10. Although it was definitely nice to see Eleanor again. I think everyone loves that part, but the rest of it was kind of
I enjoyed singing young Nicolas Cage. I mean, I did also love when he was on screen, because again, it's just like it's so over the top and ridiculous, so campy. But yeah, you're right. It's exactly what I mean. That is a great way to describe this movie. Of like, I'm scrolling, I'm sick. What's on TNT? Gone in 60 seconds. That's a great way.
And you're almost just waiting for like the medication commercial break to you know, show up after he like gets his brother out of a situation or something like that. Like you're almost like anticipating it while watching it, you know.
Exactly. Like the Cash Now commercial comes on like right now. Exactly. Okay. I'm kind of surprised. PM, I kind of thought you were going to be like, this is, I love this movie a lot, or you're going to be like, it's dog shit. The fact that you ended up in between.
No, I think you said it was perfect. Like, it's campy. It's a cult following. Like, you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. And I think I kind of need to be in the middle of that. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you're either someone who's like, this is the greatest Nicolas Cage movie of all time, or you're someone that's like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched. And I think it's fair to kind of sit in the middle and be like, yeah, I can see both sides of this after rewatching it.
Yeah, both sides had their. Well, that was our long time ago. Look at it again and think about.
Yeah, give us some names in the comments.
Let us know what you think. Actually, and while you're there, give us a rating. What'd you think of this? And why was it 5 stars? You know what I mean? Anywhere you can. Any last thoughts from PM and Trevor here? Anything you guys want to share before we head out?
No. Just I want to thank everyone for listening for an extra half an hour.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
We love you a lot.
Thanks, everybody. I have a hard time believing people are listening to this. Like, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, move on.
That's a good point.
Come on.
Yeah. You know, people could also hit like the 2x speed thing if they really want to get through it. So
just listen to the Alvin and the Chipmunks talk about 60 fastest gone. What's it called again? 60 seconds and we're gone.
Listening to what you just said in 2 times speed is.
Yeah. It's still early.
It
we
is.
Just did an hour and a half show, and it's still early in the day.
So, well, everyone, thank you so much for listening to whatever the heck we're going to call this. Like Trevor said, please let us know what you think it should be called in the comments down below, or whatever to the side. I don't know where comments are. I mean, this is on YouTube. Hopefully, my actual face is on YouTube this time, and not just a still image of me. We're gonna figure it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
You have been listening to the May Contain Action podcast, hosted by myself, Paul Action Jackson, my co-host Trevor May, and our technical man, producer,
Our producer, man.
our producer,
And third host.
our third host, PM, not Jen, which is an important distinction. Be sure to. What's that?
Not Jen the day.
Today we will have Jen on.
We'll have Jen on.
Be sure to rate us 5 stars wherever you can. Also, leave a review. Let us know what you think this should be called. And we will see you on the next episode of May Contain Action. Good night.